Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we've got the Underrot boss guides here. And up first we have Elder Leaxa. Now one thing to note about this boss is that her damaging abilities give a dot that does damage and actually absorbs healing. The one way to get rid of this debuff is to heal through that debuff. Now her spam cast is going to be Blood Bolt, and it is interruptible, so as a tank you should interrupt as much as possible. And something else she'll do is she will face a random direction and cast Creeping Rot. This is going to deal damage to everyone standing in it, and it will tick every half a second. Also, if this is facing you, move away because after a few seconds she'll actually throw this out in front of her, so just make sure you dodge it. The other ability that she does have is called Blood Mirror, where she will spawn a clone of her that's going to spam the interruptible bolt as well. So just stack the boss with this new ad and DPS them down together. Now if you are doing this in heroic and mythic level difficulty, each additional cast of Blood Mirror will spawn an additional ad. So the first cast of Blood Mirror will give you 1 ad, the second cast will spawn 2, and then 3, and so on. Also, on heroic and mythic level difficulty, the boss will randomly jump on top of a person on the platform and begin casting an AoE called Sanguine Feast. So when you are doing this dungeon in heroic or mythic level and you see the boss jump to someone, do not chase the boss until the cast goes out. The cast is an AoE around the boss that does substantial damage, so it's best not to get hurt by it. One last thing, if you are doing this in Mythic or Mythic Plus, the ads will also cast Sanguine Feast, so make sure you do not stack on anything when they do jump around. Second boss here is going to be Crag Ma. Now Crag Ma has a variety of abilities. The first is Indigestion. It is a frontal cone that faces the tank, so just don't stack on top of the tank. The second ability is Charge, which Crag Ma will face in the direction of a random person in the party and charge that person. Just make sure you sidestep it and don't get hit by it. And in heroic and mythic level difficulty, we have an ability called Tantrum, where Cragmaw will run around the whole area where he's in and actually throw out the larvas all around the room. So after every single one of these abilities, Indigestion, Charge, and Tantrum, the boss will be spawning larva on the ground. This larva has to be stepped on by everyone in the party. That will have enough larvae in the room where you will need to split up and step on these larvas. If you do not step on the larvas, after a few seconds they will become ticks, which place a debuff on the tank and hurt a lot. So it's a lot better to walk over all of the larvas before they can do damage. Third boss is called Sporecaller Zancha. Now this Sporecaller will summon spore pods around the arena where he is standing right now, and these spore pods must be dealt with before the boss reaches 100 energy, because at 100 energy he will make all of these pods explode, making everyone in the party get a stacking debuff. So the ways to deal with these spore pods is there is a frontal cone ability called Shockwave that's cast on the tank. The tank should actually place the boss close to some spore pods and make sure that the frontal cone will actually hit and take out these spore pods. The other thing that will help take care of the pods is Upheaval. This is a cast that goes on 2 random people in the group, and it looks like an orange arrow above your head just like this, and this DPS will basically have an AoE around them that also takes out pods. So this person should go stand next to a bunch of pods and make sure that they explode with that cast. Now once you do reach 100 energy and the boss does start casting Festering Harvest, you should be looking around the arena, and if there are any additional pods, what should happen is someone should go into the pods, run over them, pop them, receive the debuff, and then get cleansed by your healer after popping them. Immunities also work when stepping on these pods, so someone should be helping control all of these pods before the cast goes off. Now in heroic and mythic level difficulty, there is one additional mechanic, and the boss does spawn big volatile pods around the arena, which explode after a few seconds and actually throw spores all around the arena. These spores have an AoE underneath them, and you want to dodge these spores as best as possible. If you do happen to get hit by one of them by standing in their AoE as they cross over you, they will give you the stackable debuff that's provided by the pods. So if you do receive something like 3 or 4 stacks of this debuff, you should either ask for a cleanse yourself, or pop an immunity to get rid of those stacks of the debuff. Now the fourth and final boss in this dungeon is the Unbound Abomination. Now this boss does not take any direct damage, and instead all of the damage taken goes over to the blood barrier. Now when the blood barrier is full, the boss will spawn 2 adds, which are named blood visages, and these adds have to be taken down as quickly as possible. Each time one of the blood visages goes down, the boss will actually lose about 17% of its HP. Something else the boss does is cast Vile Explosion at a targeted area. Just make sure that you dodge it, and there will be rot on the ground all throughout this arena, so just do not stand in anything on the ground as well. Now throughout this fight, the whole group will get a stacking debuff, and the healer should be spamming cleanse on cooldown. If you also have cleanse ability as a hybrid class, you should be cleansing yourself and helping cleanse others, and every now and then a random player will get a debuff around them called Cleansing Light, and it looks like this. Everyone in your group should stack up within this light in order to get their debuffs cleansed off. Now if you are doing this boss on heroic and mythic level difficulty, there will be random spores that spawn throughout the arena. These spores will fixate a player and actually go towards them, and if they reach that player, they will explode. So what you should be doing is passively AoE cleaving these spores down as they get closer to your group. These spores all have 1 HP, so they're very easy to cleave down. So just make sure that you handle the spores with enough time, nuke down the blood visages, and keep DPSing the boss so he spawns more of them. That does it for this guide. If you guys like my content, like what I do, want to help support the channel, go ahead and visit my Patreon, link down below. I also stream every Wednesday and Friday here and on Twitch, so give me a follow on your favorite platform. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, good luck out there.